I want to talk to you now about the different notes or note duration. In music we have different notes that tell us how long to hold each note, what the duration is. My students like pizza, well most of them, and so I like to use the illustration of pizza. This is about the size of a slice that I normally eat. Out of the full pizza, it's this section of pizza. It represents, well, you can get 8 slices like this out of a whole pizza. This is 1/8 of a pizza. This represents a 1/4 of a pizza, much smaller version, but this would be if you cut a pizza into 4 slices. This represents 1/2 of the pizza. Just cut it down the middle, you've got half a pizza. And this represents the whole pizza. Now it's much bigger usually, 15, 17 inches, but this is what it would look like, one round full pizza. Now if you think about the 4 basic notes that we're going to be using to play the guitar, you can represent each one of them with a portion size of the pizza. For instance, a whole note is just a round circle. Sometimes they make it a little bit of an oval shape, but there's nothing connected to it and it's not filled in. That represents a whole note and it's worth 4 beats. Half of that is a half note and it looks like a whole note, but it has a little stick, or we call it a stem. And so the half note gets 2 beats. It's worth half as much as the whole note. If you fold it in half again, you get a quarter note. There are 4 quarter notes per whole note. The whole note's worth 4 beats. The half note's worth 2 beats. The quarter note's worth 1 beat. Or you hold it when you play it for 1 beat. And then, if you fold the quarter note in half, if you cut that slice in half, you get what we call an 1/8 note. An 1/8 note is only held for 1/2 of a beat. You can get 2 1/8 notes in every quarter note. You can get 4 1/8 notes in every half note at the same time. And there are 8 1/8 notes in one whole note, the equivalent of one whole note. And that's why we call them 1/8 notes. They're worth 1/8 the amount. If you look on this sheet, you'll see how each of these notes look. First the whole note, just a round circle. It gets 4 beats. Then the half note. It looks like a whole note with a little stick, or we call that a stem, connected to it. And that's 2 beats. And notice that there are the equivalent of 2 half notes for every whole note, because a whole note is 4 beats. Then your quarter note looks like a half note, but the note head, the round part, is all filled in. And each one of the quarter notes equals 1 beat. And so you can get 4 quarter notes for each whole note. The 1/8 notes look like quarter notes, but they're tied together or have a little flag on them. And they are worth 1/2 beat each. And that's why you can get 8 of them, 2, 4, 6, 8, in the same time as you can get 1 whole note. Those are the basic notes that we're going to use in the guitar class. Now, you need to know that playing notes is not what music is all about. Part of the time we're silent, and we call that a rest. So for each one of these notes, there's an equivalent rest. The whole note has a whole rest that looks like a hat that's tipped over. The half note has its equivalent half rest. It looks like a hat on somebody's head. The quarter note has a quarter rest. Some people say it looks kind of like a bird in flight. The 1/8 note has an 1/8 rest. Kind of looks like the number 7 with a little ball at the front of it.